Greetings, I'm Barrent and welcome to Meet Me at the Table. Today we're continuing our playthrough of Kingdom Death Monster and we're going to take on a level 1 Phoenix. I have gone ahead and set up our entire hunt board. We're all set to go. Now of course the Phoenix starts with the Nightmare Tree in place sitting on top of it. And I've put our characters all around the Phoenix this time. We're going to try a new strategy. Normally I bunch all my characters up. We're going to try something new. This is probably going to be an epic fail, but we're playing against a level 1 Phoenix. I'm hoping things don't go too bad, but of course, you never know in Kingdom Death what could possibly happen. Now on top of the Nightmare Tree, we also had to draw 2 random terrain pieces, and we were able to get the ore vein, which we're able to maybe get some iron from. Of course, with a pickaxe, that will help a lot. And guess who's got the pickaxe? You got it. Riverwind over here has a pickaxe. Also, we were able to draw an acanthus plant, and we got a second one due to having our gloves that are coming in with Huma. So we have our characters all set up and we're ready to go. Of course, the only thing we have left to do is set up the AI deck for our Phoenix. Let's go ahead and take care of that. So according to our level 1 Phoenix, we're going to have to go ahead and grab 8 basic, 3 advanced, and 1 legendary. So our legendaries are right here. We're going to mix those up. We're going to grab one of those. We're going to grab this one right here. Then we're going to go ahead and grab 3 advanced cards. So we're going to give these a good old truffle shuffle here. And we're going to see what we get. We get 1, 2, and 3. We're making an absolute mess as usual, but then of course we have 8 basic. So again, we're going to shuffle these up and put 8 basic ones down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to mix all these up, and this is going to become his AI deck. So we've given it a good old truffle shuffle, but I'm going to do it a couple more times here. And we're going to put our AI down. Now, of course, we do have some special abilities with our Phoenix. He has Materialize, Zeal, and his dreaded decade and spiral age. We've seen all these before, but just a quick reminder, Materialize is something we actually haven't seen him do yet. I removed the monster from the Showdown board and placed it adjacent to the target. It must be placed so its base covers as many other survivors as possible. They suffer collision as normal. And of course, his Zeal is the one where at the end of each monster turn, I perform a basic action. And the last one is our spiral age, where remove all age tokens and gain 4 hunt XP for each token. If you gain more hunt XP than available, your hunt XP boxes, you cease to exist. When you cease to exist, if your settlement involved in an innovated family, all survivors with the surname lose 2 weapon proficiency levels. Again, we haven't had that really happen too much to us yet. So we're going to go ahead, put these cards back in the box, and we're going to be all set to go to take on that Phoenix. But before we do, there's one more thing we have to take care of. So looking at Riverwind here, I made a critical error that Evil Porter caught in the comment section. Thank you so much for catching this. When we went and did our event for our understanding, I grabbed See the Truth, which is actually the courage event, which is wondering why I had all those things written down. I actually already had them. Of course, we lost most of that stuff when we were in the hunt phase, but we need to go ahead and do White Secret. And we need to keep all the things that benefit us when it comes to abilities and impairments, but anything we gain fighting art-wise or disorder-wise, we have to go ahead and get rid of when we do our White Secret. But let's go ahead and take a look at this. It's something we have to do. I totally failed in the hunt phase. So here's the White Secret story event that we have to actually do. Now, like I said, a lot of this might actually be erased. The first thing right up here already says, your brain swells and you scream out in pain. Suffer the lunacy brain trauma and remember the story. So we do have to suffer the trauma, but anything that goes along with the trauma that doesn't have a permanent effect, we're probably going to lose. But we will take care of that. And of course, we do have to remember the story. So we do have to roll a D10 and see what happens to us. I got a Lantern 10, which means we are going to read the story of the invisible hair. Now, I do believe we've also seen this as well. It does say the story of the invisible hair. You remember the story of a woman with long hair, so fine it couldn't even be seen. She claimed she could feel anything her hair touched. On her deathbed, she cut it all off and gifted a single strand to any who visited her. What was left over was scattered, floating in the wind, waiting to be grasped by those who learned the story. You gain the extra sense fighting art. No, we don't. We're going to lose it. And the following ability, Lee-Line Walker. While there is no armor or accessory gear on your gear grid, gain +3 evasion. So that is something we are going to keep, but we're not going to get our extra senses because we would have lost it during our hunt phase. We also have to go ahead and suffer the lunacy brain trauma. Lunacy says gain a random disorder and D5 insanity. So we are still going to go ahead and grab the disorder, but again, we're probably going to lose it. So Riverwind is going to gain a random disorder and mix these up. Put a little truffle shuffle here and see which one we get. How about that one? That one looks like a pretty good one because it fell right out. It says traumatized. Your experiences have left you shaken and paralyzed with fear. Whenever you end your activation adjacent to a monster, you are knocked down. Okay, good thing this is going to be removed during the hunt phase, so we're not going to be able to worry about that. Now I do have to roll d5 to see what we get. 8 divided by 2 is 4, so we gain 4 more insanity. He is up to 17 insanity, which is a ridiculous number, but that's okay. So you got 17 insanity. We've gone ahead and covered now the white secret. I have gone ahead and wrote down the walker ability down here, but like our hunt phase, we lose all our disorders and all our fighting arts because of that event we had. So good news, none of that actually is going to affect much of this fight or would have affected any of the hunt. The only thing we really got out of it is a few more insanity and a new ability that we're probably not going to be used because he's got all his armor on. Thanks again, Evil Porter, for helping me out. I can't believe I missed that. It was really important we got that taken care of. Now we're going to go ahead and take on this Phoenix. And if you think we have what it takes, then I need you to meet me at the table. Our battle, of course, always starts with the enemy going first. So we're going to draw our first AI card and see what it is. Left wing strike. Last threat to wound in range. Well, nobody's wounded him, so he's going to go ahead and disdain. So we're going to go ahead and see what that does. Our disdain card here states, place the Phoenix at the center of the nightmare tree and emits a hissing moan. All non-deaf survivors suffer brain damage equal to the monster's level. Perform Spiral Age. End the Phoenix turn. All right, we're going to go ahead and end the turn then. And since it's the end of the monster's turn, none of this is going to activate. All the bottom stuff is totally removed, but we, of course, have to take 1 brain damage to everybody. Now, everybody took 1 insanity damage, but Gold Moon is going to actually have to roll on the table. Riverwind is down to 16. We also have Kanan at 1. And Huma is at 4 insanity, but she has none. So we have to roll and see what happens to her on the brain damage table. She got a 10. That has to be pretty good. So 10 is okay. I really don't like it too much. It says Frenzy, gain D5 insanity, +1 speed token and +1 strength token. Ignore slow on melee weapons. Why couldn't Riverwind have gotten this? You may not spend survival. You must not use fighting arts. You may not use weapon specializations or weapon mastery. Can be gained multiple times. It lasts until the showdown ends. So we're going to go ahead and gain our bonuses. So she gains a +1 speed and damage token, which is pretty good. Sadly, she no longer can dodge or dash or anything like that. Now, she does get D5 insanity. Let's go ahead and roll that up. She got 6 divided by 3, so she's going to gain 3 insanity, and she is now Frenzy. So since our Phoenix went ahead and disdained, from what I understand, it does say end the Phoenix turn, which means that his zeal is not going to go off. It does say at the end of each monster turn. It's not the end of turn. It's the end of the monster's turn. The monster turn ended. It's hard to explain, but from what I understand from any FAQs that have gone on, when a monster actually ends its turn, that means anything else it would do would actually be done. So he's not going to zeal. We're going to go ahead and move into our turn. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and surge with Riverwind. So he's got 9 survival, so he's going to go ahead and roll to see if he gets that survival back. He does not. He goes down to 8. What he's going to do with that survival is he's going to surge this ore vein, and he's going to go ahead and see what's inside. Now, he has a pickaxe, which means that I'm able to roll 2d10 and see what happens. Our ore vein right here says roll a d10. If you're carrying a pickaxe, instead roll 2d10 and add the result. So we're going to go ahead and roll this up and see what we get. We got a 10. So let's go ahead and see what happens. We have find something shiny, gain 1 iron strange resource, and archive this terrain. So we're able to find an iron. That's really helpful. Now we're going to go ahead and surge again, bringing his survival down to 7, but he might be able to keep it because he has the gear. Let's see what he gets. Nope, he goes down to 7. So he's at 7 survival, and he's going to use this to dash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right up to here. And he's going to end right there with his dash. Huma is next. He is also going to go ahead and go down to 7 survival. He is going to dash and he is going to surge. He's going to surge this terrain piece right here. We're going to roll a d10. He got a 5, plus he gets +2 because of his gauntlets. So it says right here as a 7, find something tasty and consume it. If you do, gain 1 survival, archive this terrain. All right, I'll gain a survival. So I'm up to 8. I gain one of my survivals back. So we're going to go up to 8. Now we're going to go ahead and dash. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right to there, and that's going to end his surge and dash. Lastly, back here we have Kanan. She is also going to go to 7 survival, and she is going to go ahead and, actually she's going to go to 8. She's going to go to 8 survival because all she's going to do is dash. She's going to dash forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to right there and wait. Now that we have all our survivors exactly where I want them, it's time for our frenzied character to come running in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here. She's going to move now. She can't use survival, so she's going to move in, and she's just going to go ahead and attack that phoenix. So she's going to activate her blood paint, which allows her to use her round shield, and she's going to use this to block. So she's going to go ahead and put a 1 on that to remind myself that I've blocked with it. And then I'm going to go ahead and attack with our whistling mace. Now it has a speed of 3, but she has a +1 speed token, so she gets to roll 4 dice and see how she does. Let's see what we can do against this phoenix. We got 3 perfect hits. Wow, that's amazing. And it says right here on this thing, it says reveal the next AI card and place it on top or bottom of the AI deck. So let's go ahead and reveal the first one and see what it is. It's a basic action Peck, threat to wound in range. Target gains 1 age token. Before damage, reduce the... Oh, this is the one that goes straight through armor. I don't like that one. We're going to put that on the bottom. So now we're going to go ahead and draw our next AI card from our critical or perfect hits. Our next one is Chatter. When Chatter comes into play, draw an AI card. A survivor that spends an action in the noise radius suffers 2 brain damage and doubles their age tokens. I don't like that one. We're going to get rid of that one. And then this is the last one we can do. Hopefully this isn't too bad. This is Haze. Lantern lights trail in the darkness. Everything slows and thoughts are clear. Each age token gains the following effect while Haze is in play. -1 movement, -1 speed. Speed and movement cannot be reduced below 1. Then movement from dash and activations from surge are not affected by Haze. Okay, so actually this one isn't too bad. We're going to keep it on top. Of course, I might wound this person, meaning this might totally go away anyway, but we are going to leave that one on top. We've gone ahead and hit 3 times because we only did a 6+. Now, I also get +1 because I'm in the back because of our 0 presence fighting. It states that I gain +1 strength while attacking from a monster from its blind spot. And whenever you attack a monster, you are always considered to be in its blind spot. So I also get +1 strength for this attack. Of course, we have to draw 4 hit locations, and we have no idea what these could possibly be. Our first one is, oh, I hit the camera. Our feathered neck. You stalk the monster's thick neck, or strike, sorry. All right, that one's not too bad. Here's one, the glorious head. If I wound it, if the attacker has any age tokens, they suffer rewind. I don't have age tokens. The underside, a pale and soft -2 toughness. Oh, that's pretty good. And we also have another rewind. All right, so this is going to be perfect. I don't have any rewind things that are going to happen. So all of these, none of these are going to affect my character in any way. So what are we going to do? Let's see if any of these are going to cause some awesome critical wounds. We're going to go ahead and put them back in this order. We're going to start with the glorious head. So we're going to go ahead and see if we're able to wound this location. Now I get +3, 4, 5 to this because I have a +1 damage token and the 0 presence fighting gives me +1 damage. Now she doesn't have any extra bonuses because of course she was the one that was there all along. So we're going to go ahead and roll it up. We got a 3. That's not going to do it. That's a 5. And of course our toughness on our Phoenix is a 10. So we did not hit with this one, or wound, I'm sorry. We're going to go put that over there. We're going to go ahead with our next card, our next roll, and see what we get. A 2. That also fails miserably. Awesome. This is going swimmingly. Let's get him at least once. 5 + 3 is 8, 9, 10. This is a wound. It's not a critical wound, but it's a wound. And last but not least, we've got this one. We got a 6. That is also a wound. We have wounded our Phoenix 2 times. We got no critical wounds. So we wounded the Phoenix twice, putting 2 AI cards in here. Remember the one that was on top? Maybe from now on, I should actually see if it's a really tough one, and that's the one I should keep on top. But, oh well. We're going to go ahead now into our next turn. It's time for Riverwind to make his presence known. He is going to attack with his Twilight Sword. So we're going to see how Caramon does. Of course, he's going to be using his Twilight Sword. It's slow means I have to use both my movement and my activation in order to use this sword, and I have that because I dashed and I also used Surge to get up there and do what I needed to do, meaning I still have my movement and my activation left. Cursed means it has to stay in my gear grid. Cumbersome means I have to, cumbersome means I have to use my speed and my activation. Slow means I can only go at a speed of 1. Sentient means I have to be insane in order to use this, and of course it is irreplaceable. He is totally insane, so he's going to roll his 1 die, see if he's able to hit this thing. He got a Lantern 10. He totally hit that thing. That's awesome. So we're going to go ahead and draw 1 hit location. Oh no, he found the trap. We got the Twilight Sword to hit the trap. The survivors are frozen in time. All survivors are doomed. They cannot block or use fighting arts. Now, I believe I'm still able... No, I can't use the block that I have. Wow, that's funny. I should never block again. The attacker is caught helpless. Perform basic action, target the attacker. All attack rolls hit on a 2+ regardless of any modifiers in play. So sadly, that cancels the hit. That's too bad. We're going to go ahead and look at its basic action. It says that it is going to attack threat in range. That's, of course, him. The target's going to gain an age token and then get attacked at 2+. So let's go ahead and see what happens to our brave Riverwind. He got hit twice. Let's see where he got hit. We're going to go ahead and roll our 2 hit location dice. We got hit in the feet and in the head. So he's going to lose his armor to his feet and his head, and he's also going to take a heavy wound to the head, knocking him down. He's going to take a light wound to the legs. Oh, that's pretty bad. Now he's also going to gain 1 age token. So we're going to go ahead and put that right here, and we're going to continue on. Now that that's over, we're going to go ahead and suffer Razor Wind. Survivors in the blast zone suffer knockback 7, bash, and bleed 1. So of course he has turned to attack Riverwind, and he's going to blast him back 7 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, probably off camera, and we're going to go ahead and knock him down from his bash. He also is going to gain 1 bleeding token. That was not exactly the greatest first turn for Riverwind. Poor Riverwind, apparently all the understanding in the world, no matter how much he has, doesn't prevent him from seeing a trap come out and Razorwind him like crazy. We're going to mix up our hit location deck, and then we're going to move on to our next player, and that's going to go ahead and be Huma. Since Huma's in the blind spot, he's going to go ahead and attack. So Huma gets to use his Beast Knuckles, which are paired, meaning I get to roll 4 dice. Let's see how it goes. We need to get a 6+, but we're in the blind spot, so we only need a 5+, so that's 3 hits. Plus he has some accuracy as well, but no matter how much accuracy you have, that one was not going to hit. So we're going to go ahead and see what our 3 hit locations are. We have found the Glorious Wing Sphincter. Okay, this is one of the reasons I put all our characters in that actual locations before I actually started hitting this thing, was because of something like this. If I wound it, survivors in the Eye of the Storm gain an insanity, while all other survivors suffer knockback 7 and bash. Well, guess who's flying again? Riverwind. Riverwind is going to be pretty much out of this fight. So much for getting him to use his Twilight Sword. Impervious. I can't actually wound this, but I might be able to get some resources. We'll see how that goes. And then I'm also going to hit the Glorious Crest. Turn to face the attacker. Perform Displacement if I wound. All right, we're going to see how I'm going to do that one last. We're going to do it we'll do it in this order. That'd be just fine. We're going to go ahead and see how we do with the winged tail feathers. We got a 2, which means we did not wound that location. We're going to move into the next one and see how it goes. We got a 5, plus 4 is 9, plus he has some extra strength. He's got at least 2, so that's enough to wound. So that means this is going to happen. Everybody's going to gain 1 insanity, and our brave Riverwind is going to be knocked back 1,000,000 again and go flying. We'll take care of that in just a second. We're going to finish with our Glorious Crest here. We're going to see if we're able to wound that location as well. We got an 8. We totally wounded it. Now, sadly, I don't have enough luck to be able to get that to a critical. I only have +1 still with him with the Lucky Charm. So we are going to have to deal with Displacement. Place the Phoenix anywhere along the board edge furthest from the attacker. If the attacker has any age tokens, they may attempt to follow the Phoenix by rolling a d10. If the result's equal to or less than their Hunt XP, place them in a free space adjacent to the Phoenix after it is placed. Otherwise, cancel all hits now out of range. Now, I am able to surge before this happens. Sadly, I can't. We already surged with our characters. Oh no, I did not. I did not surge with Who is it? Kanan. Kanan can surge and attempt to hit this Phoenix before it displaces. So let's go ahead and take care of all this, and then we're going to go ahead and surge against this thing. So Riverwind here is going to be knocked back all the way over to here yet again. That's as far as he can go. Now, if he gets knocked back again, I have to go up and down this thing. Now we're going to go ahead and move into the rest of our turn. Now, before displacement takes effect, we are going to go ahead and get rid of our 2 wounds that we did to the Phoenix, and we're going to surge with our brave Kanan back here. She's going to go down to 7 survival and see what she can do with the Cat Fang knife. So she, of course, has her Cat Fang knife, giving her 3 attack dice. But, of course, there we go again. We've got the White Lion armor, which gives us yet another speed. So we need to get a 6+ in order to hit this person. But she already has +1 accuracy, so we only need to get a 5+. Let's see how we do against this creature. We got 2 hits. We'll go ahead and take it. We're going to do 2 hits against him, meaning we're going to draw 2 hit location cards and see what happens. We have found the Hard Beak. Super dense. The monster's glare pierces the survivor's puny mind, causing an explosion of pain. Turn to face the attacker and roll a d10. If the result is less than the attacker's hunt XP, they suffer 1 brain damage for each age token they have. The next one is Glorious Soft Belly. Again, the rewind thing, but I don't have any age tokens. So we're going to do that one first, the rewind, because that's not going to actually affect us too much. We got a Lantern 10. We critically wounded it. Let's see what happens. We have a critical wound, persistent injury, open wound. When the monster draws AI, roll a d10. The result of 1, it suffers a wound. That's awesome. We're going to keep that in play. Now we're going to go ahead and do our reflex here and see how that goes. We got another Lantern 10. Let's see what we got for that. It's another persistent. Poor thing's persistent all over the place. Persistent injury, cracked beak. Ignore the effect of destroy armor. Oh, good, because we know we have that beak one in play. Now, of course, I don't have to deal with this reflex because I critically wounded the monster. Now that has gone ahead and wounded twice. So I'm going to take the top 2 cards from the eye deck, and I've got our 2 cards right here. I'm going to place them on top of the AI deck so I don't forget them. Normally, you'll go ahead and lay them out on the hunt board, or the showdown board in the areas that you can. But we've seen that I've forgotten these before, so I'm just going to put them right there. Now that we've finished the surge, we do have to complete our crest, glorious crest card that says that I have to place the Phoenix anywhere along the board edge furthest from the attacker. So our attacker that did this was Huma. So that means we have to place it at the farthest board edge away from Huma, which of course is going to be over here. So why not just land right on top of Riverwind yet again? He's going to have to suffer collision. So poor Riverwind has collided with the Phoenix. He's going to suffer knockback 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down he goes here. This person then goes here. He would also suffer bash or get knocked down, but he's already knocked down, so that's not going to matter. That is the end of our turn. It's now time for the Phoenix. Now, of course, sadly, she still has a movement, but I don't really know where I'd want to move. Maybe she could move up to here, but maybe I might get attacked. I don't know. I'm going to move right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, right to here. That's going to be just fine. And the Phoenix might attack me, but that'll be okay. Now our Phoenix is going to go ahead and draw an AI card, but let's not forget, I have Glorious Soft Belly that I have wounded critically. We're going to roll our d10 and see what happens. We got a 3, nothing happens there. I also have our Hard Beak that we have, so our cracked armor is not going to happen, but we don't even know what the AI card yet. Might not even have to deal with it. It says, difference between us. Survivor with the least age tokens. That's everybody. Materialize adjacent to the target. Target gains 1 age token. All right, we got to figure out who that is. That's pretty much everybody but Riverwind. So we're going to go ahead and materialize next to him. Wow, that's actually pretty funny. So we are going to materialize, remove the monster from the showdown board and place it adjacent to the target. It must be placed so its base covers as many other survivors as possible. They suffer collision as normally. Now, interestingly enough, the only ones that it could really affect would be, I believe, her, because if I place it here, I can't hit her. So all these other people, I could put it in that location. Well, here's the deal. These 3 all have 0 age tokens, so I can choose who I want it to attack. I'm going to choose it to attack him. So since it's attacking him, it's going to materialize right here, because that way it could at least hit her. And since she can't use any survival, she is going to suffer collision, get knocked back 5. And since it's landing here, I'm going to knock her back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And after she suffers knockback 5, she's going to take collision, which means she's going to be knocked down. It's not bash, so she can't ignore it. She has to be knocked down. Now, this thing, of course, is going to materialize right there, and it's going to attack Huma. And this card is absolutely devastating. It says, materialize adjacent to the target. Target gains 1 age token. So he's going to gain 1 age token. We're going to make him the green tokens. So he's got that. Now, of course, if we continue on, it says, attack. Target can't not block. It's going to do 10 damage, and it's going to hit the head. Target suffers -2 to severe injury, and this is not a beak attack, so that means this is really going to be bad. Now, the interesting thing is, it has picked its target, it has materialized, then I can do a survival action right here. I can dash out of the way. We are totally dashing out of the way before we suffer any damage from this thing. So Huma's going to go down to 7 survival, and he's going to dash. He's going to dash to right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, I am no longer in range for him to be able to hit me with this attack. So I have dashed out of the way of that. Of course, that's the end of that move. Now it's going to Zeal. At the end of each monster turn, perform the basic action. So our basic action for our Phoenix is going to be closest threat in range. Now we're going to go ahead and have to pick our target, which is going to be the closest threat in range. Now, Huma is 2 squares away, and also Kanan is 2 squares away. 1, 2. It could go and attack her as well. 1, 2. And it's just going to move over and do that. I'm going to choose it to attack Kanan. That's my plan. And we're going to see how this goes. So we're going to go ahead and roll up our dice. He gets to roll 2 attack dice, and he needs a 2+. Let's see how he does. He got a 5 and a 6, and I don't have enough evasion to stop that. So we're going to take 2 hits. Let's see where they are. Our hits are to our body and our hands. Now, I've got some survival. I could choose to dodge this if I want. So we're going to gain 1 age token, and I am going to go ahead and tick my survival down to 6, and we are going to dodge the hit to the body. And we're going to take 2 hits to the hands. That's not going to be the end of the world. And she's done with her armor there, but she does have at least a couple more spaces to go. For the final part of his card, he's going to go ahead and perform his Razor Wind. And before he does this, again, I can use a survival action. I'm going to go ahead and dash, bringing her survival down to 5. She's going through it pretty fast, but we don't want to get Razor Wind. And because this Phoenix is just out of control, it's been hard to film around it. We're going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over to here, I believe. That's where we're going to stop. And we're going to go ahead. Now his Razor Wind is going to go that way, so it's not going to affect anybody. It's kind of good that way. And that's the end of his turn. It is our turn now. And the first thing we're going to do is stand up our Valiant Fighters here and see how it goes. Our first attacker for this round is going to be Huma. Huma is going to go ahead and use his Screaming Coat. It states that I can spend a movement to fully move forward in a straight line. If you move 4 spaces or more and stop adjacent to the monster, it suffers knockback 1 and -1 toughness. So he's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, ram it with its things, move it 1 space that way. And now, because of course he has his Screaming Gear, he's going to be able to move adjacent to it. It says, after you slam, spend 1 action to move 1 space and activate a melee weapon with +2 strength. If you wound with a spear, apply the wound result to the next selected hit location as well. I don't have a spear, that's totally fine. He's going to move on up, and he's going to go ahead and attack. Now this is -1 toughness, I get +2 strength. So we're going to go ahead and use our Paired Beast Knuckles. We need a 6+, but we're not in the blind spot, so we don't get the bonus from that. But we do have +1 accuracy, so I need a 5+ in order to hit. Let's see how we do. We hit him 3 times, and we even got a perfect hit. And he has Mighty Strikes, which means I get +2 strength on a perfect hit. So I believe that only affects the perfect hit, so we're going to separate that one from the other ones. I'm actually going to roll the white die as the perfect hit. If, of course, we're rolling any dice, we might actually find the trap. Let's see how it goes. We have found the Feathered Body, +2 toughness to this location. That's kind of funny. Wound, oh no, there's the rewind. If I wound this location, it's going to rewind. And then here's this one. All right, so here's the deal. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll these first, and if we get maybe some criticals, that'd be awesome. But I think this says, let's see here. Undo the survivor's attack, restore any wounds or persistent injuries this attack caused to the monster. Place the survivor 5 spaces away from the monster. Okay, so if this wounds, that's what we're going to have to do. But I can still gain resources or something, so I'm going to go ahead and see what happens here. This one is going to wound, I do the Eye of the Storm, and this one, critically wound, the terrific attack slams the massive frame, hesitates shock, that a punny human could harm it, gain 1 random resource. Phoenix staggers, cancel any reaction until the end of the... Oh, we need to critically hit this location right now. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to hit that one first. We're going to use the +2 from our Mighty Strikes, and we're going to gain the +2, which is going to negate the +2 toughness there. We're going to roll this dice, and we got a 9. Oh, this is perfect. Oh, I can't believe this is happening. All right, so he has +1 luck. So that means I have critically wounded this. The terrific attack slams into the Phoenix massive frame. It hesitates, shocked that a punny human could harm it. Gain 1 random resource. The Phoenix staggers. Cancel any reaction until the end of the attack. Awesome. If I wound this, I am going to definitely forget that reaction. Of course, we also get a random resource from the Phoenix. So let's go ahead and mix these up. Give them a good old truffle shuffle, and we'll take this one. We have found, what's this? Pustulates. It says, the aroma is tempting. No, I don't think so. We're going to go ahead and gain that. And now we're going to roll to see how we do against the feathered buttocks. We're going to roll it up. And we got a 2. That actually didn't even wound. That's pretty funny. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Actually, this did wound because he gets +4 from this. So he gets 6. He has a innate 2, so that's 8. And he also gets the +2 from his, from the actual, what is it? He did the Screaming Coat and the Screaming Armor. Our Screaming Armor gives us +2 strength, and of course the Screaming Coat gives it -1 toughness. So we have totally wounded with that too. That's amazing. And I'm going to cancel this reaction because of our critical hit over here. Now we're going to go ahead and see the Feathered Wing. Our Feathered Wing is a 5. That is also a wound. We wounded 3 times and didn't have to deal with the rewind. That was the most fantastic hit and wounding series I have ever had against any monster. Whoa, that was so good. So we did 3 wounds. I'm going to go ahead and put those right here. Remove our persistent injuries and go 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's down to 3 wounds. It has the 3, the basic action, and the 2 that are left. Let's see if we can get this guy. Now, because of our feathered body that we critically hit, it does say the Phoenix Staggers cancel any reactions until the end of the attack. Now, I'm not sure if that's all of them because it says any, or is it just 1? I'm not exactly sure how that works because we were able to ignore this one, but that was the reaction I chose for that one. But this one still kind of goes off, I think. But I'm not sure if I'm able to avoid it because it does say any reactions. It doesn't say, it's not plural, it just says any reaction. It says any one of these are. So I wonder if it's all of them. I'm just going to go ahead and say that it's not, it's only 1. And if that's wrong, please let me know in the comments below, and these poor people will not get bashed and knocked back all over the place. She's going to suffer knockback 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over to here, which is just fine. But she doesn't suffer bash because of her leather armor. Now, of course, Riverwind over here, he just suffers into he's face down in the corner. This poor guy. Oh my gosh, it's like the Blair Witch Project for this guy. It's like standing in the corner over here and they're just going to get knocked down. There we go. All right, he's just hanging out there. She's hanging out there. Now, of course, we're going to move into our next person's turn. And really, our next person should just be her. She's going to go ahead and attack him from behind. We're going to go ahead and use our cat fang knife. We get to roll 4 dice and see how we do against this person. We got an 8, 9, and 3, and a 2, so we only hit twice. So we're going to see what our hit location cards are. We have hit the feathered back. There's that displacement again. Hopefully I can wound it and critically wound it and get it out of here. And then strike the powerful digits. Okay, this is nothing. We're going to go ahead and attack that one first because that's not going to do anything. So we're going to go ahead and roll our dice and see if we were able to wound it. We got a 3 plus about 1 billion. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that she normally has, 8 because she's her. So we got 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, and she gets +2 because of her white lion gear and +2 because of her necklace. She's got +1 million. She was able to wound that. Now we need to get a critical wound on this or this thing's gonna go flying away from us again. Oh, we did not get a critical hit, but we did wound it. So we did 2 damage to it. We're gonna go ahead and deal with that. But of course we also have to deal with this displacement as well. So good news, bad news, we're going to go ahead and put those here. We have 2 AI cards. We're going to go ahead and put them on top of the stack. Now, sadly, these aren't going to come into play anymore because I don't believe when you use the basic action, you're actually physically drawing an AI card. So that means that his persistent injury for the open wound, it says when the monster draws an AI card. I don't believe drawing the basic action is considered drawing an AI card. If I'm wrong, of course, please let me know in the comments below so I know in the future. Now, of course, this vile creature is going to suffer displacement, and it's going to go ahead and place the Phoenix anywhere along the board edge farthest from the attacker. If the attacker has any age tokens, they may attempt to follow the Phoenix. Roll a d10 if the result is equal to or less then their hunt XP, place them in a free space adjacent to the Phoenix. All right, let's go ahead and do that. This thing's going to go way up here. Now, I'm not sure how I'm supposed to face it. I think we'll just face it just like it is when it's there. It displays up there. Now I can go ahead and try to see if I can chase it. We're going to roll a d10. I got a 1. Are you kidding me? I think I might have made it. It says, if the attacker has an age token, they may, if the result is equal to or less than their hunt XP. She has a total, who is this? This is Kanan. Kanan has 3 hunt XP, so that is less. So she can chase this thing, and she totally is going to place it herself adjacent to this thing. That's going to be awesome. Place it adjacent to the Phoenix after it is placed. Otherwise, cancel all hits now out of range. No, we're totally going to do that. All right. Oh, out of range. This should have actually taken place. All right. Oh, no, we did this 1 second, so we were good. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and surge. Kanan's going to go down to 4, and she's going to try to hit this guy with her daggers from the back again. So I get to roll 4 dice. Of course, I'm kind of risking it. If he has one of those rewind things, that could be really bad. So we got 2 2s. Those aren't going to hit, but the 8 and the 5 do. So let's go ahead and see what hit locations do. Hopefully we don't find that rewind one. We have found the glorious primary eyes, so that doesn't have the rewind. Oh, I forgot about the trap. There's the trap. The trap's going to be bad too. It says the survivors are frozen in time. I'm doomed. I have to go ahead and get attacked. So we're going to go ahead and see what its basic action is. It's going to be bad news. I'm going to go ahead and get attacked. I'm going to take 2 speed attack and an accuracy of 2 plus. It hit both times. Oh, wait, no, it's always going to hit on a 2 plus regardless of any modifiers. So I got hit twice. Let's see where I got hit. Hopefully not, got hit in the hands and the feet, of course. That'll be awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and gain an age token. I'm also going to take 2 damage, 2 to the legs and 2 to the arms. So we're going to have to deal with that. Now, of course, I'm taking a heavy wound to the arms, which means I'm going to be knocked down, which isn't the end of the world. The other thing I forgot to do is when I got hit with the feathered wing and decided we couldn't remove it, both Kanan and Huma should have gained 1 insanity. So I'm going to go ahead and give her an insanity. I forgot to do that. She's up to 3, and Kanan is up to, Huma is up to 6 insanity. Now that we've taken both those, I'm going to knock her down, and we're going to continue with the rest of the card. So, of course, our brave survivor here is going to be knocked back 7 and bash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bash on the ground, and she's also going to take 1 bleeding token. At this point, the Phoenix is going to go next. I've kind of run out of things to do. So our Phoenix is going to go ahead and look at its AI card. It is going to pick closest threat in range. And its movement is, what is its movement? Its movement is 8. So let's see if it can get to anybody. So it can move 8 spaces to the closest person in range. It doesn't say anything about field of view when we go ahead and look at the card. It just says in range. She's not a threat, but he is. So it's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's going to get right up here and go ahead and hit him. Now, before it makes its attack, I'm going to go ahead and have Huma go ahead and use his survival. He's going to go down to 6. He's going to go down to 6 survival to encourage her to stand up, because he can still talk. Unlike, well, actually, I think Riverwind used to not be able to talk, but I think he can talk now. We're both standing up. It's targeted him. Let's go ahead and hit him. It's going to go ahead and attack with its basic action. It's going to roll its 2 dice. It got a 3 and a 6. Now, Huma does have at least 1 evasion, meaning it has to be a 3 plus to hit, which means it did hit, and I don't have anything else going to help him, so he got hit twice. Let's go ahead and see where he got hit. He got hit in the body and the waist. We may dodge one of those. We're again going to go ahead and dodge the body hit, bringing it down to 5, but we are going to take 2 to the waist, especially since I have extra defense there, because that's kind of how this armor works. There we go. Now our monster has finished its attack. It is going to move into its Razor Wind. But look, before it does that again, I can use a survival action right here. I'm going to surge with him. He's going to go ahead and surge his Beast Knuckles to see if he can go ahead and take this thing out. It only got a wounded once. So he's going to go down to 4 survival, and we're going to see what we can do. But before we make the attack, we do have to shuffle this entire deck back together and see what happens. Our Beast Knuckles allows us to roll 4 dice. Let's see what we get. We got 1. We got 1 hit. Well, that's all we need is 1 hit. Let's see what we hit. We hit the glorious armpit. Perform basic action, target the attacker. All right, let's hope that doesn't happen. Otherwise, I've got a ton of these things going on. Let's just critically wound it. That'd be fantastic. We got a 6. That's going to be enough. 6 plus 4 is 10, plus he's got an extra 2, so that's 12. We have wounded our Phoenix, and our Phoenix only has its basic action left. The Phoenix has died. So we again have been able to take out a level 1 Phoenix. I haven't been able to take out a level 2, but yet we only had one person come to that fight. Maybe I should try that. Of course, we could also fight maybe a level 3 Lion or a level 2 or 3 Antelope coming up as well. Our characters are doing pretty good with their gear. Now we do get some rewards for this. Of course, we get Hunt XP, which we'll do at the beginning of our next video, and then we also get our resources. So we get 4 Phoenix resources, or sorry, basic resources. We're going to give those a truffle shuffle here, and we're going to grab 4. We're going to grab 1, 2, 3, and 4. Those are our 4 basic resources. Now we also get 4 Phoenix resources. Now, of course, the more difficult monster you take on, the more resources you get. So we're going to mix those up. We're going to gain 4 resources here. Let's see which ones they are going to be. We are going to get the, let's shuffle them up a little bit more. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have received, let's see what it is. Monster Bone. That's perfect. I need a monster organ and a hide. We got, oh, and anything. That's awesome. We got a hide and come on organ. Oh, no, monster hide again. We also have got the Phoenix Whiskers. Silky yet robust. All right, we got Phoenix Whiskers. We got a Wishbone, a delicate bone with a strange aura. Come on, I want that Phoenix finger. Let's see what else we got. We got still wiggling small hands parasites. That is an organ. That's good. We got Black Skull. What's this? Iron, skull, or bone? Oh, it's iron. That's awesome. Aged to perfection. So those are the resources we gained from taking out this Phoenix. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the Phoenix fight. Sadly, Riverwind did not do anything, which is why he's laying on the ground over there. His only shot with the Twilight Sword, and he failed. Oh, the poor guy. But the rest of us have done okay. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell symbol so you know when the next video comes out. We're going to be doing our settlement and our hunt phase together again, and we have to decide what we want to hunt. Maybe some suggestions from you would help. I'm got after level 1 Phoenix, but what should we go after next? Should we go after a level 2 Phoenix, maybe a 2 or 3 Lion, or a 2 or 3 Antelope? It's up to you. I know there's a lot of really skilled players that have played this game that are really helpful in the comments, so I'd like to hear from everybody. What do you think I should go for next? Also, don't forget to leave anything else in the comments below as well. I would love to hear from everyone. And if you're excited to see what happens next in our wonderful Kingdom Death Monster campaign, then I need you to meet me at the table.